Viewers, I welcome you in first video lesson of our course Better Writing and Better Speaking in English. Today we will talk about good writing, a skill that you can learn. I would like to explain the pattern of this video. In this video we will talk about 5 things. The first thing will be what is good writing. I will explain it through very simple examples. The second thing will be what are views of Charles C. Colton, Shakespeare and prominent personalities about good writing. The third thing will be about the practical examples. I will give the examples from all-time best-selling books. If you are already a subscriber of this channel, you know that we have summarized 200 all-time best-selling books. If you are new on this channel, I request you to explore this channel, recommend this to your friends. We have summarized 200 books, so you can learn about the subject of that book. However, I will also explain that in terms of writing, what are the good things we can learn from that book. The fourth thing will be I will show you an example of bad writing. We will discuss one sentence, that what is wrong in this sentence and how we can make it a good writing. In the fifth part, we will summarize whatever we have learned from this video. So, talking about the first thing, that is what is good writing. In very simple words, good writing is just like good food. You enjoy it from first taste to last taste. But good food can only be cooked by a good chef, and it takes years to a good chef to learn about recipes, to make a good recipe. Similarly, the writing is something which can be achieved. Good writing skill can be achieved by practicing on writing again and again and again. To make it more simple, let me ask you one question. How many books have you purchased in your life? Or how many books you have downloaded online? And how many books you actually read? Well, we download most of the books. We read, we skim, we basically scan, just go through the topics of few books. And we read fewer books word by word. Those fewer books are basically example of good writing. So good writing, we can say, is something which attract the audience, which kind of all the time keep the audience engaged. So the definition of good writing is that people read it word by word, people found it engaged. Now, coming towards the good writing, how we can write this good writing. For this, I have extracted lessons from one of the prominent writers when it comes to the English writing. Charles C. Colton said that writer does the most who gives the reader the most information and takes from him the least time. So if you are giving the more information to your audience in the least time, then you are doing the good writing. The second thing in terms of writing is said by Shakespeare. The Shakespeare said that brevity is the soul of wit. It means that you have to be very brief, very precise. But preciseness or brevity is a skill. It's something which you learn after practicing, after reading again and again. So these are views of the prominent personalities about the writing. Now let's take the example of all-time best-selling books. I'm sure right now on your screen you can see the all-time best-selling books. There are fewer things which I have observed in all these best-selling books. The first thing is that they kept it very brief. As Charles C. Colton or the Shakespeare said that the rule of a good writer is to give more information with less words in less time. So all these best-selling books have maximum 200 to 300 pages. If a book has several pages, then it has completely different chapters. So it is talking about, chances are, more ideas. So they keep the ideas brief, but they give more information. The other thing about these books is that they make the things clear. You will never find something which is not clear in these books. And the fourth part is about the writing part. When you see the writing is something very lively. It's not that the writing is just for a limited time period. And in these books, I have observed that these books are extremely clear. They know their objective. Let's say we talk about the book of Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki is 100% sure that he is going to compare Rich Dad and Poor Dad, and he will show the Rich Dad as a hero. So he is very clear about his objective. And then we will talk about the conciseness. The Rich Dad and Poor Dad is one of the smallest books, but all-time best-selling books. We all know that. And then similarly in Rich Dad and Poor Dad you will find the concreteness. And the fourth thing is about correctness. Correctness is such a wonderful thing that whenever, if you are writing something correct, first thing is that you need to write the correct, and the other thing is you need to write in such a way that the reader should find it in every case, in every time true. Let's say you read the Rich Dad and Poor Dad today, you will find it useful for today, but it was written 40 years ago. So this is the beauty of good writing. It is correct, but it is written in such a way that it does not talk about that time. It does not talk about figures of that time. It does not talk about numbers of that time. It converts into a story which is usable even after 40 years, 50 years. So this is an example of the good writing. And obviously coherent is one thing which can be seen in several books. And the sixth part, which is something which I have learned in these books, is the completeness. Whenever you talk about the financial education, the Rich Dad Poor Dad gives the completeness about this thing. And whenever we talk about the courage to be disliked, whenever we talk about acceptance, then there are some books, let's say the Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman, let's say the Courage to be Disliked, let's say The Art of the War. These books are so complete that after reading them you understand a complete subject. And the last thing is courteousness. They have a respect for the writer. They are courteous throughout the writing. They have a respect for this, for all the characters in that thing. So the good writing is all the time courteous. I found Robert Kiyosaki saying again and again, the objective of my book is not to disregard someone. The objective of my book is to communicate a message. No disrespect to anyone, I just want to communicate. This shows the courteousness of the writer. And now we will go towards the example. I'm sure right now you can see one thing on your screen, and that is the bad writing example. So I will read it for you. The bad writing example is that the demand for the prisoner release was not accepted by the chief executive. Now this is very weak, and no, I want to tell you that in which criteria you should all the time filter any writing, any bad writing. So I will give you the 5 things you can see on the screen. The first thing is it clear? The second thing is it concise? The third thing is it brief? Is it concrete? Or is it complete? Is it showing the complete message? Fourth thing is about its correctness, and then you have to see the courteousness of the sentence or of the paragraph. So now when we will study this sentence, I will read it again. The demand for prisoner release was not accepted by the chief executive. Do you think is it complete? Who is the chief executive? You can ask. The chief executive can be president, can be prime minister. So this is opening one question about the writing, that who is the chief executive. This is first thing which is not showing the clarity. It also means that if chief executive is not clear, then it also means that it's not complete. Then we see the demand for the prisoner release. The demand, who demanded this? Some social organization or the prisoner himself? Who demanded this? So this sentence is not clear. And second thing is that you can see that this sentence is not concrete, not accepted. Not accepted, we can remove it, we can replace it with the word refused. So why two words for not accepted? And now we can make it very simple with 7 words. That will be: the president refused to free the prisoners. Now you can see the strong, the better writing. So this is the way, whenever you see a writing, you can compare it under 5 to 7 things. To be very precise, to be very clear, on your screen you can see the 5 things. You can also read these things in the description, and then you can use it whenever you're writing something. You can make a column and you can every time evaluate your writing. Is it clear? Is it concise? Is it concrete? Is it correct? Is it coherent? Is it complete? And is it courteous? So this is what we wanted to talk in this video. And if I would request you to share this thing with as many people as possible, so that we have more people in the second lesson. And this video lesson is available online. You can reread it, you can replay it, and also if when I'm speaking you want to take the notes, you can pause the video and then you can take the notes. So I request you to share it with as many people as possible. I wish you good luck. Stay safe, stay blessed. Thank you so much.